Blackberry have had a hard time over the past few years, with their market share all but vanishing thanks to the rise of iPhone and Android handsets. But they're looking to turn their fortunes around with the Passport, and with its quad-core Snapdragon processor and 3GB of RAM, it's the most powerful smartphone the company has ever produced. But what strikes you when you see it is the sheer size. This thing is wide, and sticking with its namesake, it's exactly the same size as a Passport, 90.3mm wide to be exact, with a very square 4.5 inches 1440 by 1440 display. It's got 453 pixels per inch, and even with its odd shape, it's still a great screen to look at. Colours are clear and bright, but when it comes to holding the thing, that's a different matter. While you can quite easily reach the top of the screen thanks to its shorter size, reaching the other side of the keyboard whilst typing results in a balancing game for smaller hands. One thing Blackberry have always been famous for is their keyboards, and on top of what Blackberry users are familiar with, the Passport's keyboard also adds another trick: touch sensitivity. The entire keyboard acts like a giant touchpad, letting you scroll through web pages and accurately drag around the cursor when making adjustments. It's a simple addition that proves really effective. And just like its Android and Apple counterparts, predicted words also appear on the screen as you're typing. In the camera department, the Passport has a 13-megapixel sensor, equipped with the same lens stabilization tech found on the LG G3 and the iPhone 6 Plus. And from the shots we took, it looks pretty decent, and you can shoot in both 4:3 and 16:9 ratios, so even though your screen may be square, your pics don't have to be. But one of the biggest problems with Blackberries gone by is their serious lack of apps. So the Passport looks to overcome this by preloading it with Amazon's Android Store app for regular apps and games, and their more traditional Blackberry apps will still be there, but tailored for business. Sadly though, even with these two offerings combined, Blackberry can in no way compete with the vast library of the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. But the Passport does now have its own version of Siri, and while recognition is good, it still seems to fall behind its rivals. Setting a reminder, asking when your next appointment is, and searching Amazon directly through voice commands all work, but it does stumble up a lot more than its Android and iOS rivals. Overall though, the Blackberry Passport is a very different phone, and it's definitely not for everyone. In fact, the market for this phone is probably very small. If you're wed in with either Android or Apple, this phone will be a horrible proposition, and you'll probably hate the look and feel as soon as you see it. But if you come from a Blackberry background, and the main use of your phone is to look at spreadsheets, book appointments and read and send emails, the Passport could be the best possible phone for you. However, the percentage of the market that this fits is probably far too small for Blackberry to notice any increase in their now dwindling market share. Either way, you have to give it to Blackberry for trying to test the market with something this new and original.